Hey guys, welcome to sportsgroovreview.com. Joao from MG Tennis Tips is here on the line. We're looking at the final day of the fourth round, day 8. Joao's got some best plays for us. You've got 2 on the women's and 2 on the men's, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Which one want me to start, men's or women's?
We'll change it up. You can start on women's this time.
Okay, let's do that then. The first contest that we'll take a look on is between Karolina Pliskova and Venus Williams. On the previous round, we went with Pavlyuchenkova to win 1 set against Pliskova because the Czech hasn't been serving very well, and that happened. Pliskova served pretty poor. However, Pavlyuchenkova wasn't able to do much on her serve also and couldn't win 1 set, but still Pliskova is far from her best on her serve, and I believe that this time Venus, with all her experience and all her quality on return, can make a huge damage to the Czech. And looking to the prices available, Venus is currently at 220 on Pinnacle, a huge price for the American. So we have to take this price here.
Okay.
The next match is between Carlos Suarez Navarro and Simona Halep. Halep is one of the main favorites to win the title, but as we mentioned before in our tournament analysis, she's not very strong mentally, especially on these big stages. She seems to struggle when the big opportunities came, and even though Carlos Suarez Navarro is not a hard court specialist, she prefers to play on clay. She can be a very tough competitor on this surface. They played 10 times before, and on those 10, 7 times they played the third set. So looking to the over lines, over 19.5 games at 1.80 on Pinnacle is a great line, which can be easily covered in 2 sets with a 6-4, 6-4. So I believe that the true value relies on this line.
And talking of tournament analysis as well, right at the beginning, you said, to not back Serena, to wait for the first round. I tell you, her odds haven't really changed that much. She's still 1.91 Labrot. Is she the bet now, or are you going to go for someone like Angelique Kerber, who's priced 6?
No, I believe that Serena can get the job done. We mentioned after the first round that our choice would be Serena, since the huge level that she presented in the first round, and because many big opponents haven't lost yet, only Garbine Muguruza, that price on Serena hasn't dropped much. But I believe there still has some good value, and she should leave New York with the title.
Okay, nice one. Okay, so what have you got for the men's day 8?
The first match that we'll take a look is between Dominic Thiem and Juan Martín del Potro. We picked Del Potro to win the previous round in 3 or 4 sets against Ferrer, and he made a huge performance, defeating the Spaniard in straight sets, which is a huge accomplishment for him to maintain a consistent level throughout 3 sets against such a competitor like Ferrer. And even though Thiem had a great start of 2016, the last weeks haven't been easy for him, with several physical problems. He played around 60 matches in just 6 months, so his body finally started to give in. He's not at the level that he presented, and I believe that Del Potro can get the job done. Also, looking at Thiem's previous performances, we can see that he always struggles to maintain the level. Lost the first set against Karen Busta by 6-1, for example, is a good example of that. And I believe that Del Potro will get the job done and cover his handicap -4 at 1.85 on Pinnacle, since one of the sets should be won by a big margin. The other match for tomorrow is between Ilya Marchenko and Stan Wawrinka. It's quite surprising to see Marchenko at a 4th round of a Grand Slam event. The best that he did before this was reaching a 2nd round 5 times. He's a decent competitor, good on hard court, very aggressive, but he's miles away from Wawrinka's level. He was fortunate in the previous round that Nick Kyrgios had to retire with a hip injury. He was already struggling with those issues in the previous rounds and just couldn't continue. But this time Wawrinka should get the job done. We mentioned a couple times in the past videos and even in previous events that Wawrinka is known for not playing at his best on the first rounds. That happened in the previous one against Daniel Evans, where he needed 5 sets and had to save 1 match point. But after a 5 sets battle, after that contest, I believe that he'll show up with a much better attitude. He doesn't want to be once again a lot of time on the court. And looking also to their previous encounter in Indian Wells this year, Wawrinka won 6-3, 6-2, so was a very good victory from him. The difference is huge between them. The Stan's handicap is in -7.5 games at 2.03 on Pinnacle. Is a line that presents good value here, since Stan should be too strong.
Any more sort of upsets? Obviously, we've not had a vast amount of upsets, as you were saying. Any more upsets predicted before we head into the quarterfinals?
The major one that we had yesterday was due to retirement. Nick Kyrgios was quite a surprise to see him retiring. Those problems weren't new, since he already received the medical timeout in the previous two matches. But besides that, the only big surprise that I like to mention was the difficulties that Andy Murray had to defeat Paolo Lorenzi. Was a
Hmm.
very strange match, but Murray always likes to do this, put himself in troubles just to get out of them.
Yeah. Do you think, because obviously the odds are still neck and neck for Djokovic and Murray, do you think that Andy Murray's previous performance there, does that kind of put Djokovic just slightly in the lead?
No, I don't think that has many impact on that. That poor result was just to lack of motivation. And whenever the big challenges come in front of Andy, he'll raise the level. But I mentioned what I did before that. Our choice to win this event at this stage is Novak Djokovic.
All right, great stuff. That's Joao from mgtennistips.com. Stay tuned Monday for more free tips. Joao, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.